You know why older children's media is so adored by the older audience? Because it was unhinged and unrestricted. Ren and Stimpy, Courage, Flapjack, these three canes weren't afraid to push what may or may not have been appropriate for kids. They were honest and unfiltered, and all three of them are known for being an absolute hit with the audience. Today, I'm going to talk about something personal. While Courage definitely had episodes that sent chills up my spine, I want to discuss the Flapjack episode that made me experience genuine fear. And of course, since this is a new topic for the channel, I have to bring in some exposition. Flapjack is a show about a scrawny little orphan who is adopted by a whale, is friends with some washed out captain, they both live in the whale's mouth, they go on a bunch of adventures, the show is really creepy, it's just a whole bunch of nonsense. Fun fact about the series, it was conceived under the inspiration that the creator Van Orman gathered through his wanting to explore the ocean, heavily brought on by the time he spent in Florida as a child, and considering the imagery that would be presented with the end result,
Take me. Give me your clothes!
Captain Kanaka's. She's here.
Oh, hello, Flapjack.
I'd say he captured Florida pretty well. Flapjack is simply one of those shows. It's ironically terrifying how well done it is. You see such an interesting art style with an environment that supports the idea of adventure. As a kid, you get instantly hooked, but then you keep watching and you realize, oh my god, you are in for one of the most disturbing, unsettling, unrestrained journeys that you as an elementary schooler are not ready for. While you may have your fun, you can bet to hell that you will not forget it. I can think of 3 particular moments as a kid where a Cartoon Network episode left me shaking, one of which is the Flapjack episode, Oh Brother. There are many episodes that are infamous for its obscene and terrifying imagery, but this particular episode is the only one that left me mortified. I remember showing my mom this episode. While she was laughing, I was crying. We begin with Flapjack chilling on Bubby by the harbor when she asks him why he's got a firm ass.
Why's your tushy so tense?
Turns out Flap has been waiting 2 days straight for his plans with Knuckles to go through. The episode opens up with really smooth humor that dominoes one after the other. Nothing feels forced or overdone. The team does a really good job with this show's humor.
I found his invitation in the trash, and there's a to-do list on the back that says don't play with Flapjack and throw away this invitation.
This show may be scary, but it's freaking great. So Knuckles comes in, hops in the whale's mouth, and drifts off to sleep, completely breaking the promise he had with Flap. Also, I know it may seem weird that this whale has a child and Dropout Sailor living inside of her. Flapjack meets with Knipples about how he may not want to spend time with him, and before Knuckles can even answer, Flatboy pulls him aside so he can play some games.
Whoever giggles first loses. You win!
Okay, you guys gotta help me here. If people like me complain so much about how cartoons nowadays are so pandering to a young audience to the point where they lose all merit, how can a character like Flapjack be so enjoyable? This dude is one of the most immature little shits I've ever seen, and he's one of the greatest Cartoon Network characters of all time. Is he just endearing? Is it because he's not borderline brain dead? There's gotta be a clear reason. You guys have to help me find it.
Whoever goes to the bathroom first loses.
You win!
I miss this toe-headed fucker. Wait, oh my god, it's coming.
Now let's put those games together. You win!
Oh my god, here it is.
Ah, Flapjack!
What?
Never mind, guys. I found it. Knuckles doesn't have time for Flapjack's childish behavior and tells him that he needs to start acting more like an adult, and that maybe if Flapjack hung out with a kid the way Knuckles spends time with him, he would understand. And with that out of the way, Flapjack begins his new adventure.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course you can, sweetie pie.
Where do babies come from?
Let's ask Bubby a different question.
Honestly, and this could just be me, but I've never found this conversation to be all that difficult. When I was that age, my parents just gave it to me straight, and I understood what I could for as old as I was. When I saw this with my mom as a kid, I legit asked her why these shows made it seem like this conversation is so difficult. I get that kids aren't the smartest things in the world, but that's why we're here, to fix that. Yeah, never mind. For all we know, Bubby just doesn't want to tell him how much whale spunk is dumped in the ocean, and how 90% of trips to the beach are just a giant bukkake. So Bubby goes on to tell Flap that she found him wrapped in a bed of seaweed, and that's where all babies come from. And of course, Flap, being the sweet summer child he is, buys this like 7-Eleven tuna. He goes to explore his own bed of seaweed in search of his own little brother. Instead, he stumbles upon a duck gnawing on some barnacles and for some reason thinks it's a human baby. Look, on average, from what I remember, Flapjack isn't stupid, just a little optimistic and naive. But for this episode, yeah, this isn't all that convincing. There's no real reason to portray Flap in this way. He sees a duck from behind and thinks it's a human? Yeah, I'm not buying it. Even he can see there's something not right about this and instead just takes him back to the whale to fix him up. He decides that the duck needs some fresh body parts from the person he idolizes the most. Yeah.
Just need to take some of your
No, some fingies, some footies,
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Ugh. Anything involving nails is a huge no for me.
The mouse.
Okay, that I remember.
And now, look how handsome Baby is.
So Flapjack takes the duck, who he's named Baby, out to the docks to show him around. After pushing away an old lady who tries to feed him bread, Flapjack instead tries to feed him some ice cream. And just to warn you guys, this is way more unsettling than I remember.
Baby. You like ice cream, don't you? Well, okay, not too much, baby.
Is there a gas leak in here? I think I'm gonna be sick.
After that fear fest, Flapjack takes Baby to get a haircut, and yeah, that's it. They make the scene go on for too long. They could have easily filled that space doing more typical activities one would do with their kid. All we see him do is chase him down and take him to the barber. That's all we get for the rest of their time spent together. And right after this, Baby finds his duck friends and they proceed to eat the clothes and body parts off of him and fly away.
I guess my little angel's earned his wings.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty clever.
But now who will play with me?
I'll play with you.
Oh god.
Let's play a bathroom game. You win.
Oh no, here it is. This is it, guys. As creepy as this episode has been so far, this is what sealed it for me. Are you ready for this?
You win. You win.
You need to grow up.
Grow up? I'm 38 years old.
That sudden twist, mixed with the imagery, mixed with the music, haunted me for years. Thankfully, I'm over it now, but this was just way too much for me. We get back to Bubby, and Knuckles wakes up in terror as he finds out someone violated the shit out of him. Flapjack pulls the same prank Knuckles did on him by pretending to be asleep. Knuckles is showing genuine concern here, and all he gets is Flapjack and Bubby laughing at him. I kinda see how they thought that would be clever, but it only lands halfway. Whew, thank God that's over. That right there made it even worse. They are currently at sea, and this creepy little shit finds his way to them and gets inside. That is too much. From what I remember, there was no other Flapjack episode like this. Sure, there were many that had plenty of their moments of infamy, but this is the one episode I remember being consistently fucked up. And even if you put all that aside, I can't really say this episode is all that good. Flapjack isn't all that likable, and while Knuckles and Bubby are important to the plot itself is not very well supported. This is caused by how they chose to approach it. Flapjack wanted a little brother and went to find one in a really unconvincing manner. This happened because Bubby was dishonest with him. That happened because Knuckles was tired of spending time with him. The scene with Knuckles was fine and all, but it's where it eventually leads that leaves it unsupported and inevitably pointless. Flapjack is just way too dumb, and all the scenes with Baby are either just stupid or incredibly uncomfortable. I don't consider this one of the worst episodes ever because it still felt like Flapjack, but overall, it's really weak. So there you have it, the first of 3 episodes that terrified me as a kid. What could the other ones be? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Thank you all so much for watching. What was the scariest Flapjack moment that stood out to you? Let me know down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.